Good morning. So I'm about to absolutely blow your brain apart and tell you some facts. You don't need to cut carbs. They're actually good for you. I'm gonna break it down. So the information about carbs is going to be different based on who you're talking to and where you find the information. But I'm telling you, no matter what your fitness goals are, carbs are not bad. It's understanding why you need them, how to eat them, which carbs to eat and which carbs to stay away from, and which ones you should eat in moderation. So first, I'm gonna break down why you even need carbs. Carbs are your body's #1 and preferred energy source. They fuel you for your workouts, and they also fuel your brain function. Cutting carbs completely is going to make you grumpy as fuck, your energy is gonna plummet, you're gonna feel fatigued, and your brain is gonna be foggy as fuck, which is also gonna lower your training performance. Complex carbs like rice, potatoes, oats are gonna give you slow, steady state energy. Simple sugars like cake, things that are super sugary, processed, are gonna spike your insulin levels, and you're only gonna get a quick burst of energy with a crash. If you're starting to notice that your mood and your sleep is shit, could be that your carbs are too low. Eating enough carbs can also balance your mood and your sleep. So, we all love carbs. Why are you cutting them? Timing of your food does matter. There's different types of carbs that are gonna make you feel better during different things. So, let's start with pre-workout carbs. What should you eat? I got you. Pre-workout carbs, my personal favorite, banana and honey. You can even throw some salt on this bitch. You got some electrolytes in there too. Doesn't necessarily taste the best, so leave the salt out if you are eating it for taste, but super good energy source, honey and banana. Another great pre-workout snack that's amazing, rice cakes, oatmeal. Kind of up to you which one you want, but you want a slow, steady release of energy, which are gonna be these. So as I said before, after a workout, you need to replenish your glycogen stores, which you do by protein and carbs. My favorite, chicken thighs, some rice, fire as fuck. You get a nice chicken poultry seasoning on this. It really just quenches all the wants in your body. After a workout, protein and carbs. Without replenishing your glycemic index after a workout, your muscles are not gonna repair the right way, making your recovery longer, and your gains are on the table. Your gains are honestly just going down the toilet at this point. So does the anabolic window matter? Not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to eat 45 minutes after a workout, but you do wanna make sure to get in your protein and your carbs after a workout at some point, because that is gonna help you repair your muscle tissue, give your body your energy, and resupply your glycogen. Do it. It's not that hard. And if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to make rice and chicken, get a fucking banana and a protein shake. Carb protein, that's all you gotta think about. Doesn't always have to be rice and chicken, because sometimes we don't have time to meal prep, let's be honest. So, we broke down what to eat before a workout, what to eat after a workout, but what the fuck do you eat during the day? I got you. Rice, sweet taters, yellow taters, russet taters, whatever you want. These types of carbs are amazing for in the middle of your day because they're gonna hold you over longer. They also provide volume on your plate. If you're in a cut, if you're trying to lose weight, one thing that I highly recommend is choosing volume over the type of food, right? So yellow potatoes, these ones, or white potatoes are gonna have less carbs than sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes and these are both gonna have less carbs than rice or quinoa. I'm not telling you need to cut carbs, I'm telling you need to be in a deficit, and you need to make sure that you're lowering the amounts of foods that you're eating by 300 to 500 calories based on what your goals are. So let's say you're in a deficit, that's when you'd lower 300 to 500 calories. That's when you'd want to choose different sources of carbs to fit in your macros a little bit better so that you don't have to not get something later because you eat all your carbs in the early part of the day. Fruit is another great quick carb source that's not gonna give you a crash because it's not processed sugar. This is the type of sugar your body prefers. Most of the time, if you are craving cake, other sugary things, your body's just wanting energy. So instead of caving into the craving, this first, because if you're constantly caving into the craving, you're gonna constantly eat that thing. Your body just pictures a thing that'll give it what it wants the fastest. That's what causes that craving. But also eating a bunch of processed shit anyway is going to have you craving it more because there's addictive chemicals inside them. So eat your carbs. They're not bad, but if your body doesn't necessarily love carbs or They just don't make you feel great all the time. Pay attention to what your body does like, because your body will like certain types of carbs and maybe they don't like a certain type of carb. A lot of people think that brown rice is healthier, but it's actually in a capsule. So sometimes people get bloated, belly pain from eating brown rice because their body's digestive enzymes has to work through breaking down a capsule before it can actually get to the nutrients that's inside. That hand gesture was crazy. Sometimes just listening to your body and adjusting your carbs based on how you feel the best, what gives you the most energy, what doesn't weigh you down, that's the carb sources you should stick to rather than just eating this because it's healthy. Like, for example, broccoli is so healthy, right? Yeah, that shit tears me the fuck up. So I don't eat broccoli. Listen to your body. Don't just eat something because it's healthy. Eat stuff that you like. Pay attention to what your body's telling you because you will get your fuel if you just listen. All right, so let's break down how many carbs you should eat based on your goal. Let's say you're in a fat loss journey. You're gonna keep your carbs moderate. 1 to 1.5 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. And then you're gonna wanna focus these carbs around your workout. That's not me saying you can't have carbs for breakfast, you can't have carbs for lunch, you can't have carbs for dinner, you can only have them around your workout. I'm just saying you're gonna want the majority of your carbs to fuel your workout. Let's say you're trying to build muscle. You're gonna increase your carbs to 2 to 2.5 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. So increasing your carbs for a muscle gain is also gonna help you, yes, build the muscle, because that's the whole point, but it's also gonna give aid to recover your muscles. Maybe if I just say that enough times, they'll believe me. Carbs are important, carbs are important, carbs are important, carbs are important. Carbs are not bad. Let's say you struggle with blood sugar. There's gonna be certain carbs that don't spike your blood sugar as much, and there's gonna be ones that cause your blood sugar to skyrocket. Focus on unprocessed carbs. Carbs that are higher in fiber, and listen to your body. That is the key to everything. Listen to your body. I have clients that are pre-diabetic and diabetic. This does not mean they don't eat carbs. We listen to their body. We listen to what carbs don't spike their sugar as much and which ones do spike their sugar. Carbs are not bad even if carbs spike your sugar. Listen to your body. That is the key thing you need to take from this whole video. So even if you are diabetic, even if your blood pressure is sky high, your cortisol, your cholesterol, all these things does not mean you cannot eat carbs. It does not mean that you can't do A, B, and C. You just need to listen to your body, move your body, and all those things will improve. So I'm gonna ask you a question. If you're lazy as fuck on a Sunday, meaning you're laying on the couch, you're doing absolutely nothing, it's your off day from the gym, and you aren't gonna get your ass off the couch, do you think you should keep the carbs the same? No. Carbs are energy. You don't need a bunch of carbs all throughout the day if you're not doing anything. You need it to supply your energy, right? So if you're having a lazy day, completely fine, but maybe swap out your rice for potatoes, or maybe swap out your high carb things for lower carb things. I'm not saying don't eat carbs that day. I'm just saying you don't need as many because your energy is not being depleted. So on a day you're lazy, you don't need as many carbs. Keep track of your progress. The easiest way to do this is take pictures of yourself, maybe every Sunday morning fasted. Fasted means you have not eaten anything, you have not drank anything, you literally took a shit, peed, you take your progress pictures. Maybe you shower first, but this is without your hair being wet because your weight will not be accurate. Take your weight fasted, take your pictures fasted. That's gonna give you the most accurate check-in pictures and check-in weight. Doing this once a week is gonna help you adjust your programming to make sure that you are progressing. If you keep it the same all the time, if you aren't pushing your body's limits or teaching your body's gonna adapt and you're never gonna see change from never changing. Adjust your macros every 2 to 3 weeks to make sure that you keep seeing progress. Now, for your fitness plan, you don't necessarily have to change it that much. Listen to your body, watch the progress, because sometimes clients do best by being on a program for 3 months and then adjusting. Now for macros, 2 to 3 weeks, change it. All of this can seem overwhelming. It can seem like a lot. I get you. If you need help, you need guidance, you need support, you need somebody to just teach you the ropes so you know what to do, especially for next time when you're going through this cycle. It is normal to go through a cut, a bulk, a maintenance phase. It's normal to do all of that because your body's never gonna improve if you aren't constantly going through cut, bulk, maintain cycles. So if you need help learning the basics, learning the ropes, building the structure, building the foundation, I got you. Go to CaleighMackenzie.com, join my coaching program. It'll be me and one of my assistant coaches helping you stay on track, build the habits and the accountability, but also teaching you the knowledge on the way. Why would you be in a fitness journey working with a coach if you aren't gaining any knowledge from it? We want to teach you so that you can implement this with your family, with your kids, have a lifestyle out of it forever, not just to get to a goal temporarily. So, CaleighMackenzie.com, join my coaching and let us teach you the ways of the road and also a way that you can enjoy yourself, balance, and still see results at the same time. So you remember at the beginning of the video how I was like, yeah, there's certain carbs you just need to stay away from, they're not good for you. Yes, so there are carbs that are not good for you, but you don't need to stay away from them because everything's okay in moderation. Like this, ice cream. I'm gonna show you right now. I made a little dent in it the other day. It's just not over consuming it, knowing when it's okay, which is even once a week if you want. Who gives a fuck? Being restrictive is where you fuck up. Marshmallow. It's okay. Wow, that's actually a good combo. So being restrictive is what causes binge eating, obsessive, and eating disorders. So we don't want to over-restrict. We want to keep yourself in check, be disciplined throughout the week, give yourself 1 or 2 cheat meals a week, or just track your macros and incorporate the little things that you want throughout the whole week. It doesn't matter. If you're within your macros and you're primarily eating whole foods, your body is gonna be okay with eating a couple processed things here and there. It's gonna be okay with having the bad sugary things every now and then because your body's gonna be able to break it down. You aren't overwhelming your system by eating it all the time. All right, guys, so if this doesn't teach you that carbs are okay, I don't know what does. Carbs are not bad. Carbs are your friend, they're not your enemy. Eating too much is what's gonna cause fat gain. Learn, carbs are not bad. Carbs are fuel, they are fiber. They are replenishing your glycogen stores. Carbs are not bad. I'm gonna say it one more time. Please eat carbs. It doesn't matter what your goals are, carbs are okay. Things like this all the time are the issue. But things like this sometimes are okay. Enjoy. If you want more fact, knowledge building videos, you might as well hit that sub button, drop a comment, any questions that you have, and like, share it out, whatever else, maybe even turn on those notifications because you don't want to miss a video. We drop videos like this every single week. So I would love to see you here next time. And for now, have fun and bye.